All right, we're gonna start in this seated position. So to sit down, you don't have to cross your legs, but find yourself where you can sit up nice and tall. Hands are relaxed in your legs. You can have them flipped, doesn't matter. And we're just gonna slowly begin to roll our shoulders up towards our earlobes and then push them back as far as you can and almost force the movement to be bigger than it would normally if you were just rolling your shoulders. And then we're going to change direction and move it forward. Same thing, instead of making them quick and small, exaggerate the movement, make it big. And then relax those shoulders down and away from your ear. And clockwise rotations, I want you to just kind of roll your neck around, letting it feel every single inch of that rotation. And kind of let it be heavy as it leans to the side and forward. And feel those tendons stretch. And once you've done one complete circle, go ahead and do counterclockwise. We're going to reach our arms up and interlock our fingers and just reach them towards the ceiling. And go ahead and lean to your right. And then to your left. And coming back center, turn those hands and roll forward. And then slowly roll your body up. We're going to extend your legs out in front. Just straighten them out right now. So push your knees down towards the floor. And if you're sitting up tall and you lengthen your legs and flex your feet, you're already should feel that nice little stretch behind your hamstring. And I just want you to lean forward to where you keep your spine nice and long, hands on your shins or hands on your knees, but just gently feel that little tug happening right behind your legs. And we're just going to loosen up in preparation to loosen up. And then lean back, relax out of it. And then again, coming forward, you should be able to go a little bit farther. Make sure you're keeping that leg straight. Your feet are flexed, they're not just relaxed. Pull them up. Keeping your spine long and your neck and your head are neutral. And every time you exhale, you should feel yourself kind of being able to drop a little bit deeper into the stretch. And release out of it. Again, we're going to do that again. We're going to try and go a little bit farther each time. So now I'm reaching for my ankles. My legs are still straight. My feet are still flexed. My spine is still long. Chin is up. And relax. You should be feeling like a little bit of a tingling, warming up sensation. And then lastly, I want you to just slide your hands down and see if you can get them to your toes without bending your knees. If not, you just are going to go as far as you can. But it should be a place of slight discomfort, but not pain. And then relax. And the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to inhale our arms up. And I want you to almost try to reach for underneath your toes or grab the bottom of your pants, something that you can get a hold on to kind of help you stay in that position. So let's inhale up. And then rolling on top of those hips, leaning forward, reaching to try to get beyond those feet, and then drop those elbows down if you can. You always want to try and lead with your chest and not with your head. And relax out of that. We're gonna lie down on our backs. I'm gonna have you straighten out your right leg, and I want you to lift up your left. And I want you to grab a hold of it, whether it's your ankle or your shin or behind your knees. But just don't hold it like this. I want you to straighten out that leg again. Feel that energy and that tension here. A good trick too is you can grab a hold of your pants if you feel like you don't have control of that leg. I want you to press your spine down into the floor. Keep that leg elongated, that's down. Energy in your toes, and pull this leg towards your head. And keep breathing, don't hold your breath. And I want you to slightly bend that same leg, and you're gonna press it out, keeping the straight leg facing forward, your toes pointed up. I want you to push that open leg, trying to get your knee to hit the floor. And you're gonna take that same knee, come over across your body. Same thing, trying to get it to hit the floor while keeping your shoulder blades facing up towards the ceiling. Push that knee down into the floor so that you feel your lower body stretching. And then relax out of that. We're going to do the same exact thing now on the other side. So you are lengthening and keeping that right leg out and straight, lifting up your left. And again, one side might feel way more flexible than the other. Reach for that ankle. Keep breathing. We're going to slowly bend that knee. You're going to take it and you're going to press it open, trying to get that knee to hit the floor. The leg that's out straight is still straight. Your foot is still engaged and flexed. You really want to try to press open those hip flexors. And then bring that same knee up over, trying to press it down to the ground while keeping your shoulder blades still looking up towards the ceiling. All right, so you're gonna straighten out both of your legs. Just want you to extend. I want you to reach your arms up behind your head as far as they can go out and try to push your toes in the opposite direction as if you were trying to split your body in half at your belly button. Just reach. And then bring your knees up. We're going to cross our right leg over our left, resting your ankle right above your knee. And what you are going to do is, instead of coming underneath that leg like we would normally do, I just want you to grab over top on that knee, and I want you to straighten out that leg and pull it down towards you. So you're stretching the IT band of the leg that is bent. So I'll walk you through it one more time. So we're lifting up our right leg and we're crossing it over our left. We're pulling it in. Our arms are reaching up to our calf of that leg, and we're pulling it down towards our head. And the leg that is bent is getting the stretch. And all you really need is your little fingertips to kind of pull that leg back. You'll feel it. And then slowly come down out of it. I want you to straighten out both legs as that one leg may now feel a little bit tight. Stretch it out. Reach those arms all the way back. Reach those toes forward, get out their way. And then pull those knees in. And then cross one leg over, the opposite side now. And when you come up, you're reaching over, grabbing a hold of your shin, your calf, and you're pulling it down. And you should feel it almost immediately in those glutes, your hip extensor, pulling it down. All right, and let go. Go ahead, one last time. Extend those legs out, reach those arms up overhead. Make it a good morning stretch. And then come up to a seated position. All right, we're gonna get into those hips and our quads. So I want you to go ahead and extend one of your legs back towards the rear. And make sure you have room behind you. You're gonna come down onto one of your elbows. It's going to be the elbow of the leg that is straight. Now the knee that is bent, you might already start to feel that in your quad. But this hand, I want you to come and I want you to just grab a hold of your foot and you're going to push that knee down into the floor while lifting your hips straight up to the ceiling. And you should feel that nice pull coming all the way down. And you can maneuver that leg. So you can either push down, you can push down into the side, you can kind of wiggle it around and you will feel all of those little hot spots in there. And then you can relax for a second if you need to, and then push yourself right back up into it. It's almost like you're pushing down while also sinking back at the same time, if that makes sense. And now I want you to do your best to lean all the way back, keeping that leg up. And I want you to lift your hips up towards the ceiling. And that knee is still pressing down to the floor. And then rolling to your side to help yourself come up. Gently let that leg come forward and slowly set the other one up. So we're gonna start holding these stretches for about 30 to 35 seconds now that we're through like the warm-up part of the stretching. So okay, that leg is back. You're gonna come back onto the elbow on the other side, same thing that we just did. And again, you should already start to feel that in your quad. I'm gonna put my hand right here and I'm pressing my knee down. I'm lifting my hips up at the same time. And I'm kind of changing the direction. It's so small and subtle, you probably can't see it. But if you do it yourself, it's just like a 2 centimeter flip of the hips. You will feel the difference. Keep breathing into it. Your body naturally is going to start to kind of come out of it on its own. Make sure you just constantly keep resetting it. Like I said, getting comfortable with that little bit of discomfort, but knowing the difference between discomfort and pain. All right, we're gonna go ahead and drop back the best that you can. Same thing. Pressing that knee down, lifting your hips up towards the ceiling, not just laying there, but you are forcing the energy. These are really good to just try and do every day, even like in your bed. If you just come to like a kneeling position and then let yourself fall back, this is where as we age, we get the most tight. Our knees don't want to be mobile anymore. Our hips are locked in and tight. And then because it hurts or it's uncomfortable, we just don't do it. And then that just makes it even worse. And then slowly rolling onto the arm that's down. You can let your body kind of come up. And then I want you to sit with your legs kind of, I don't know what you call this position, but it's not crisscross, it's just kind of your side. Your foot is resting on the inside of that thigh, and the other foot is back. And I want you to pull that foot back as far as you can. So it would be like if you were sitting in a straddle, and we took this foot and we pulled it back behind you. And what we're going to do is we're going to roll forward, and we're going to try to put our elbows down on the floor without hunching our backs. So we're going to come down. Good. Rolling onto those hips. And then come on up. So whenever I say rolling on to the hips, I'm going to show you real quick. So most people, when stretching, they immediately just kind of lean forward because that's what's easy. Rolling onto your hips is literally like a lift up and a rolling forward so that your body stays nice and long, so you don't come hunched in. So when we're here and I say roll forward onto your hips, it's the same thing. You're kind of leaning forward and your butt lifts up off of the ground because you are trying to get that stretch, okay? So we're going to switch now to the other side, and let's try that. Pulling that foot behind you. The other foot is now tucked in. We're going to try to get our elbows onto the floor. So instead of just hunching down, we're going to lift up, and we're going to roll forward. And we're going to drop our elbows down and then sink back, and you're going to feel this in those hip flexors. Those hands down and slowly move it up. Now extending that leg that's out in front and keeping that other leg behind you, I'm going to ask you to kind of lift up into this position. So I don't want you to roll into your side. I want you to force your body to do that lifting motion without you falling back. Then I want you to slide your back leg as far as you can get it without falling over. Your hands are still splitting that leg, and you're just letting that leg kind of slide back the best that you can. And I just want you here comfortably, nothing crazy yet, just forcing that your hips down to the ground. So like here, you're feeling a little bit of discomfort. I want you to be here, letting your hips be heavy. And always try to relax everything. Relax those shoulders, lose that tension that's in your jaw. And you're going to push your body back to seated position. And I want you to reach for your foot. Again, we're gonna come back into this position. So we're just sliding ourselves forward, letting that knee go back. And now what I want you to do, I'm not gonna force you into a split, but I want you to lift up onto your heel. And the more you can let your body kind of shift backwards and let that heel open up in front, using your hands for your body weight to hold it up, I want you to try to stay as centered as you can. So you might find yourself kind of leaning to one side. So get yourself in the middle and almost like you're plopping straight down. I want you to push open with those hips as much as you can. Again, relaxing into every breath. And then eventually trying to straighten out that front leg. So we're not letting our hips come down to the floor, so we're not in that split, but we are pushing as low as we possibly can. We're gonna hold it for 30. Have the discipline to stay in it, breathe through it. 10 more seconds. And then take your front foot. You can pull yourself back, bending that knee. And I want you to just sink back gently, slowly leaving the camera screen. And then I want you to come down onto all fours, sink your butt back, relax those hips for a moment. And then we're going to switch legs. So you're going to bring your opposite leg, which is my right, if you've been following along, and we're going to step it forward. Now, it might feel a little tighter because we just worked the other side. So give yourself a second and kind of ease into it with those little bit of pulses. So kind of just drive your hips down. And then when you're ready, let that leg slide back. So if you're on leggings or in leggings on carpet, it kind of helps you because you get to just kind of slide into it. So this is the first one, right? So we're not really extending that front leg yet. It's more about our back leg. And it's more about pushing down to the floor and getting comfortable. The second time we come into this is when we really try to extend. So right here, it's more you focusing on making sure you're not tilted to one side, that you're learning how to push those hips down towards the floor, that you're not super tense and freaking out, you're relaxed, and you're holding yourself up. Breathe into that discomfort. You're going to come back and you're going to sink back and grab a hold of that foot and get that hamstring. All right, you're going to come up, and this is where we're going to go into a little deeper. So remember, you're letting that leg go back. You're letting that heel straighten out that leg, and then sink lower, as low as you can get them. Put your hands on the ground. You can use your knuckles, and then relax, breathe. Remember, you're not sitting up tall, okay? You're keeping your hands on the ground for that balance, but driving those hips downwards, keeping those legs straight, giving the hamstrings the love that they need, even though it doesn't feel so good. And just breathe into it. Try to relax your back, try to relax your shoulders. Ten more seconds. And then pull that leg back. And go ahead, come down to all fours. And sink down, just relax everything for a second. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna let our legs kind of come open. We're gonna frog out our feet. We're gonna push down. And after doing those hip opener stretches, this should actually feel a little bit more, or a little less difficult than it normally does after we finish a class. So right now, you're not pushing anything back. It should look like you're on all fours with just a lower version. Your feet are frogged out. And I don't want you sinking your butt back yet. Just hold it here. Let your knees kind of just go as wide as they can. Stay kind of upright. And for the last 10 seconds, I'm going to have you push your butt down towards your heels, and it's going to feel terrible, but it's only for 10 seconds. I have faith in you. In 3, 2, 1. All right, let's push it back. So you're just straight to your heels. You're trying to keep your butt low. Breathe into it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then let those knees kind of roll in, and then just sink back into a modified child's pose. We're going to do that one more time. So just comfortably, you're not pushing back yet. Turn those feet out. You should be on your knees. You should be kind of on the insides, the meaty portion, and then just keep letting them slide out. We're going to hold it here for 10 more seconds, and then for the last 10, we're going to push them back. In 3, 2, 1. Push your butt down towards your heels. You can do it. Breathe into it for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, bring those legs in. Again, bring them in nice and tight. Sink back into a modified child's pose. And then when you're ready, come back up onto all fours. We're going to press up into a downward facing dog. Lifting up, trying to drop your heels down. Lifting your butt up into the air. Palms are digging into the floor. Relax your neck. You're looking back between your feet. Try to straighten out those legs if you can. And then I want you to lift up one heel at a time. And when your right heel is up, you are driving your left foot into the ground, and don't switch them out until I tell you to switch. So right now you lifted up your right heel, and your left, you feel that stretch behind your knee. You're pressing that heel into the ground. And now we're going to switch. So now the other side. So your left heel is up, and your right is digging down through your floor. Your neck and your head are still relaxed. You're looking back between your feet. And switch it out one more time. You should feel like you can get a little bit farther each time as you press it. Make sure your fingers are spread apart. You're still pressing your palms down. Your left heel is digging in. And we're going to switch. Final one. Digging that right heel down into the floor. Pressing your palms down. You're still lifting up your butt. Your head is still relaxed. And then drop the other heel and hold it here for 10 seconds. Try your best to get into that perfect posture. Your butt lifted, legs straight, heel and palms digging down. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop it down onto your knees. Come down to the floor to a comfortable position for you. We're just going to take a deep breath in together. But after, I want you to just kind of twist it out for 1. On the other side, completely turn around, look behind you. And then to the other side. And then come back center. We're just going to inhale our arms up in front. So inhale up. And then exhale forward. All right, good job. Hope you feel nice. Oh, Karen, hi. Hey. All right, ladies, enjoy your Sunday.